And now, story time with the Phantom Gamer. Hey guys, it's the Phantom Gamer, and today it's story time. Okay, so this is our first story time video, as I said in my update video, and we're using again some Ravenfield, what would you call it? Some Ravenfield footage. Wow! I'm such a great YouTuber because I don't know what I'm saying. I know, right? I'm so good. Okay. Today's story time. I think we should begin in what I was talking about earlier, and what I was talking about last time was I was talking about how dang it! I even forgot. All right. I was talking about I was talking about exams. So that's what our first story time would be about. My exams. Alright, so let's start. It was the year 2017. May 20 something, forgot. The first day of the exams. Day 1. So a lot of us were very nervous. You know, during our lunch break, we would review or study, talk to friends, be so eager and so cocky on, like, I don't need to study. I'm ready for the exam. Most of us were like that. Not me. I was trying to say to my friends, I was trying to say to my colleagues and my classmates, so to review with me. And some of them did, and I also asked some people to if I could review with them, and that's what basically happened during the exams. So now exam time. What your feelings? The feeling of doing an exam is so scary. Like, if I get this wrong, it will affect my grade, which it didn't, because in our school exams were only 10%. In your grade, 10% in your grade total, and exams started at the 6th grade. So I was 6th grade, so it was my first time doing exams. I guess second time because I did it last December. And it's kind of generic when all the things you learned in the last year, in the entire year, you will be in the exam, and then the scary thing was not reviewing so much but forgetting what you have to do. So, like, for example, you do a language exam, you forget a few words, you don't do that well, even though I did really well in my language exam exam. I did 92 out of 100, which is pretty good in my standards. And the effects on people's lives when they're doing exams, they're so committed, they're so worried. I was very worried. And what's the cool things when you're done in an exam? Some teachers would follow in the rules and say, "Oh, when you're done, when everyone's done, you can play with your devices." While some people were like, while some proctors were like, when you're done, you can play your devices already. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and that's what it was. But most of it was, everyone has to finish and then they can play. And when that happened, I had fidget items. Yes, I know, I do fidget items. It's not a surprise. Everyone in my school does. And I was also thinking about a rant video in the fidget spinners. Or we would and actually one of my friends who thought of a great idea, story change. So if you don't know what story change was, story change is a thing where someone writes like, once upon a time there was something, and then one sentence, and then the other person will continue that sentence until the story's ended. And that's what story change is. We did it in the piece of paper. We did so much crazy dumb stuff, like we put a pig with Ebola, or no, not Ebola. A pig with a rare disease and has 4 husbands and 15 wives. Okay, that's real. cause that's what I put. That's what I personally put. A pig that had 5 husbands and 15 wives. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. I was just saying. And then when we were doing it, the teacher, the proctor was kind of irritated because we kept on laughing so hard that he took not it they took, I don't know, I'm just gonna say he took the notebook that we were writing our story change on, and then came story change oral version, meaning that we did story change but just saying it like once upon a time, blah 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 blah. That's how it was. So yeah, it was fun. And then a few exams later, we stopped doing story change. And then the same person that started story change, just like when I was done with my exams, like the last day in the exams when we were done, what happened was the same person that was talking about story change just started talking about some thing called Chingling. I don't know, and when I found out what Chingling was, it was just a weird cringy video, and I was laughing so loud when I found out. But she kept on saying I give you Chingling if you sell me Chinglings. And then like I was kind of laughing out so loud because that was really kind of a dumb thing. And then when I started doing it in the last exam, everyone got annoyed, and then they were like, that's stop. Can you stop? And I was saying to them, well, when she did it, you didn't get irritated. You just laughed. Yeah, and they gave. And and they also, because the other people that played in that Chingling game gave me a name. I was named Ling Ching Ching. And yeah, so, I'm Ling Ching Ching. It's kind of weird. But, my name, now they call me Ling Ching Ching. And I just thought it was funny. So yeah, that's what I did in the exams for the first 2 days, first 3 days of exams. But before story change, all I did was just play with my fidget spinners and add YouTube videos to watch later because I was not allowed to watch YouTube videos. So that means I just add them to the watch later or save them offline so I can watch them when exams are done. All right, now let me talk about last day of exams. When we first finished our exams, and everyone was done, I said, let's celebrate. And how we celebrated, I put on cool in the gang and put on the celebration song, and everyone was like dancing and laughing, and they were like yahoo. Yeah. And then in the very end of the exams, when I was done with the exams, we were all gonna go downstairs to the computer room and watch a movie. And then when everyone else was done, they were like dabbing and saying yes and dancing and screaming, not screaming because some people were not yet done, and saying hooray. Me when I was done, I didn't rush. I essentially didn't rush, but I sort of fastened my exam thing. But in the end, the score of that exam was still pretty damn good. Okay, so. And when I was done, I just dab. I just dabbed so hard. And then when I gave it to the proctor, she said, did I double check? And I said, yes. And then she points out to me, you forgot the first question. I freaking forgot the first question of the last exam, of the last day of exams. I just derped out, and I was like, oh my god. I was like that inside. I was like screaming. And good thing she gave it back to me. So I put the right answer because I answered. It was multiple choice, and all the other answers were answered. So I just put what I put, and then I was done with the exams. It was super chaotic. My friend, when I was done with the exams, my friends were using my iPad and they were playing some games. No, my phone, and they were playing some games. And then so it turns out that the teacher warned them that if they were too loud not watching the movie, then they should not be talking that loud. They were not screaming, but they were like talking like not that loud, but very like a little loud. So the teacher said, "That's it. I gave you a chance." And then the proctor took my phone. It's not even my fault that I lost my phone. My phone didn't get my phone got confiscated. And no, in the end, when I asked if I could turn off my phone, he just gave it back to me. But before that, I was like, dude, why? It's just like that time with because for some reason I gave my friends my extra fidget things so they could do something, and then there's the other guy that just gets a pen and keeps on open there's a button in the pen. He kept on pressing that so many times, and it was so irritating. And he called it a fidget pen. And since that happened, my fidget stuff also got confiscated, and it was not even my fault. I came back from the bathroom. That's what happened. All right, it's not my fault. I should not get it too emotional because it's just so yeah. And so I did more weird stuff. I kept on complaining, and I said, "Dude, it's just like the last time." And it was the same guy actually, but I won't say his name or gender. It was just the same person that made both of my items like get taken away from me, which was okay because I didn't think it was funny, but I thought it was just fine. It's just an item. Like, what's the worst that can happen? All right. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and this was Storytime.